So was this intentionally printed out?
That's for executive session.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it was just when we get to the back, it just, the flow is not right. Never mind.
All right, so the time is 6 o'clock and I call the October 25th Board of Selectmen's meeting to order. Please stand for the pledge of allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Citizen comment? None?
You're it, Dean.
Good, citizen. Approval of minutes.
I put the minutes and I make a motion that they be approved.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the minutes of the October 11th meeting as written. Any discussion? All right, all in favor of approving the minutes, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, the minutes are approved. So corresponding announcements, for announcements, just a reminder that trunk or treat is October 31st. I think we're up to 12 trunkers, but we're still taking applications if anyone's interested. The town, in conjunction with the fire department, local churches, we're having our chicken barbecue fundraiser on November 5th. So if anyone wants to volunteer to help, and they're also looking for donations for the raffle as well. I have a flyer from UCFS Healthcare. They're letting us know that alcohol counseling services are available through telehealth, and I'll post this on the website and on the bulletin board in the hallway. And that's all I have for announcement and correspondence. What? And I don't know if anyone else has any announcements.
The Volunteer Library got a $500 grant from the Kansas City Savings Bank Foundation.
Oh,
Nice.
That's nice. I know Emily was trying to figure out how to do title parts of that and everything. So, nice. Anything else?
No.
Okay. So we're moving on to public works report. I don't have anything. Finance report. Don't think they have. I have something.
In here.
So steep grant, we met with our steep grant liaison for DECD, so we got all the documents to fill out the budget. That person we'll be working with. Just waiting for her to send us contacts so we can get started on that project. We'll be doing the resolution later on. IT work, we've installed all the new computers in town hall, all the docking stations, new laptops, whatnot, kind of installed this past 2 weeks. Proofreading the draft of the audit right now, so I'm still working with the auditors on that. We should have that shortly. I'm just waiting for them to finish pulling it all together. Did the quarterly reports for the Department of Labor. Those are all the ones we have to submit, like for what all the employees made for the last quarter. We brought that to DOL, and that's for unemployment purposes. Working on the annual report for the transfer station. We had a meeting with the Salvation Army and Tammy Smith to work on what we're going to do for our giving tree or angel tree, whatever. They'll be put up by November 1st. So we can start picking up.
Oh, and I forgot
Yes.
about that on announcements to think about a food pantry location.
And Tony and I met with citizens today, so he's got his report on that. Working on the positive payee, adding that, so the security features, so we told her to go ahead to send us the paperwork for that, so we should be getting that in the next day or two, so we can sign off and they've switched a couple things around, so Tammy sent a message, so they've reviewed different services, different platforms, and they're changing stuff around that'll allow him to free up some money so we can start doing some short-term liquid investing. They'll also be able to get a little higher interest rate. I think it was 1.4 something rather than the 0.1 we're getting, which is nothing.
Yeah,
So
particularly on the amount that we have there.
yeah, we're getting like 0.1 right now, and it'll be like 1.4, and then we'll be able to take some of the money and actually start short-term anyways, investing some of it. And he wants to look at the STIP program, which is 3% plus. So he's looking into that. And that's about it. That's what we got.
Any questions? I did remember something about Public Works. Beta, the company that we hired to do the pavement management program, they went through last week and went through all the roads. So they collected their data and now they're on the phase where they're compiling it. So, and if they have any questions, they'll be reaching out to us for that. So that
So-
project started.
So is the next phase after they compile the data, we get the initial report and the
Yeah.
recommendation?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was done last week. All right, so on to old business, ARPA funds update. I don't think I have anything that's not on the agenda, so there's nothing. Ordinance, there's none. Beach Pond, Beachdale drawdown update. I actually received the letters. And I posted them on the town website and they were as we expected. The dam, Beachdale dam repairs were easier than they expected and they, I just talked to Mark Sulik from DEP today and they just had to replace some bolts and it took like 2 days. So it should be done by, I think they're finishing it either today or tomorrow. And then they'll start lowering the dam. That's for Beachdale and for Beach Pond. They want to work with us to figure out if there's a safe way to do a 6-foot drawdown or a drawdown that's large enough for residents to repair their walls. If anyone wants to read them, they added a lot more details to their letters than they usually do, including the number of fish that they stock in the pond.
How many fish do they stock in the pond?
All right, Beach Pond is also an important public fishing lake and is stocked by DEP with 4,800 trout, 3,700 walleye fingerlings, and 50,000 kokanee salmon fingerlings. Rhode Island also stocks 1,000 trout into the pond each year. So if anyone fishes,
We know what's there,
we know what you're gonna fish.
hopefully.
So that's that.
Just out of curiosity, do we have any reciprocity with the nice people in Rhode Island for Connecticut fishing licenses? Since we are a straddling lake.
What do you mean? Oh, like if you can go to the Rhode Island side and fish? I don't know. I guess it just depends on what side you're on. I wouldn't be surprised if you had to be on the Connecticut side with a Connecticut license and the Rhode Island side with a Rhode Island license.
Oh, I thought you were going on the disparity in how much Connecticut stocks versus
Oh,
Rhode Island
You
stocks.
can't fish you can't get certain fish if you have a Rhode Island license because your state didn't stock it.
Put the fish down, sir.
Yeah. That
You
is
are not
Connecticut
authorized for that
fish.
walleye, you're only authorized for trout.
Never know.
Okay.
All right, so that's the drawdown update, and we can probably take that off the agenda until next year. All right, so the Fort Hill Bridge,
Do we have to, there was an application date for this last year. Do we have to reapply?
think that this letter said that they're gonna be in communication with me over the next, from now until November 2023.
They say I'll call you?
No, they said they're not following the dam drawdown policy at all when it comes to the dates, as far as I can tell on my end. But the person I've been communicating with at DEP has been really helpful, and if I keep reminding them about preparing for an early drawdown next year, or early notice for a drawdown, which they know, because it even said in this letter that they plan on letting us know early so that everyone can get permits and stuff. So
Yeah.
I'll just keep it on their radar. But a January, when is the normal time we're supposed to send it in? It's like January or something crazy, something early.
But it's January, but we don't get a response until like August,
No,
September,
no.
right?
Usually it's October, but I mean
Yeah.
like September, but they were later this year. So.
So might I recommend on your calendar, just a recurring monthly
Reminder email.
call,
Yeah.
email,
Cool about the dam.
Yeah,
call out the dam.
yeah. Okay, so for the Fort Hill Bridge, today we met Congressman Joe Courtney down at the bridge. Me and Julie and John met him down there to go over the project, and that was going on. That's what we did today. So that's the project still moving forward. Formation of a municipal ISP commission.
Finally, we have movement on that. So I have it right up here. What is it a committee or commission first off?
It's a committee.
It's a committee, okay, just making sure.
Oh, it says commission on here. It's a committee.
Yep, that's what I thought it was. That's why I wrote it up this way.
Yeah.
We've got the mandate for the committee. Now we need to just put a call out with this for volunteers to staff the committee, volunteering.
Okay.
And it's probably going to be either the first or the second Tuesday that is in between our meetings.
Okay.
So
First or third Tuesday.
for the way I phrased that was, yes, the first or third. But yes, either the first or the second Tuesday that's in between is what I meant, but first or third is clearer, yes. So. And I've got a couple of people in town that I've already tentatively reached out to and said, thank you for volunteering. And then they asked me for what? And I told them the broadband committee, you have a technology background, so that's not the only, it's not, you don't have to have a technology background, but it will help with going through everything that we need to go through. But anyone who's interested, please.
So do we want to create the committee now, or just present this now and discuss it? And
We've discussed it several times in the past.
Yeah.
Unless you want to have further discussion, I suggest that we create the committee now, and then we will start accepting volunteer. Yep.
Okay, you want to make that motion?
I make a motion to establish the broadband committee.
Second.
All right, so the motion's been made and seconded to establish the broadband committee, which I'll read from the paper. Is to investigate, guide, and review the process for establishing municipal broadband utilizing federal grants as are available to the town. So any more discussion on it? No. So all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained. The broadband committee was created, the begin date, I guess, of today.
Okay,
So when we get people to put on it, let us know. Meeting house demolition. So with the town meeting last week, it was unanimously approved to appropriate the $55,000 for the demolition of the meeting house. I called East Construction was the company that we decided to go with pending the funding. I let them know that we were moving forward and I sent them the contract and that was yesterday, so I haven't.
so they start tomorrow.
Yeah, I haven't gotten it back yet, but they're happy to work with us too, so we're moving forward on that.
Is there gonna be any need for shutting down Church Street or Main Street?
I don't
Did they
think
say?
so, and I haven't, we'll know more information when we meet with them after, like, we'll have a meeting with them and figure stuff out. So
Okay,
we gotta figure out all the neighbor stuff and all that.
yeah, have we heard anything
No.
from
Nope. Yeah,
Dave?
yeah.
Okay.
So that's that. Gate Street Recreation Master Plan Contract, Master Complex Plan. I sent B&L the contract. We made some adjustments to it and we've signed it and that contract was just done today. So we are getting ready to move forward with them. Still waiting to hear from the other commissions and boards that were supposed to pick someone to be on the committee. I haven't heard anything yet. And we'll start appointing people and start that project. So that's moving forward too. Municipal complex improvement, the steep grant. As Julie said, we met with the state on that last week with the DECD. The woman that's in charge of overseeing the project, she was like fabulous. So she's very flexible in the paperwork and everything, and I think she'll be really easy to work with. So we have the resolution for that later on in the meeting. But that's moving forward as well. So that's going, the Falltown Fire Station improvements design. We're moving forward with that. We had the walkthrough at the fire department last week. We had maybe at least around 10 companies show up. So it was another really big turnout.
Nice.
And we allowed them, well, they submitted questions about the RFP. We answered that today. And they're due November 3rd. So that's coming up too. We'll be ready to do a committee on that at the next meeting. So if you know anyone that wants to be on it. So that's all the old business. So new business, we have the steep grant resolution. Is it in here?
Yeah, it looks a little different.
Yeah, that's it.
This is what it looks like.
Yep.
Yeah, this is the one we've done before. It's usually, I think it's just formatted different. It says
Does
pretty
it
much
have
the
the
same thing.
statute in it?
It does. CGS 4-66G.
Okay. All right, so let's see. The resolution is whereas pursuant to, that one doesn't have a state statute.
Oh, it's got twice in there. Same CGS.
Yes. Pursuant to CGS 4-66G, the Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development is authorized to extend financial assistance for economic development projects, and whereas it is desirable and in the public interest that the town of Allentown make an application to the state for $300,000 in order to undertake the Allentown Municipal Complex Improvements Phase 1 and to execute an assistance agreement. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Selectmen that it is cognizant of the conditions and prerequisites for the state financial assistance imposed by CGS 4-66G, that the filings of an application for the state financial assistance by the town of Allentown in the amount not to exceed $300,000 is hereby approved, and that town clerk Pam Thoreau is directed to execute and file such applications. Is that her or is that me? To execute such documents as may be required, because she wouldn't do that, would she? Would that be me?
That might be you. And this one was done really,
I'm changing that. too.
usually it's the town clerk that executes, but
That
not to
files the
sign,
applications.
not to file the application, but to sign the resolution. I would say two there.
First Selectman Tracy Hansen is directed to execute and file such application with the Connecticut Department of Economic and Community Development to provide such additional information, to execute such other documents as may be required, to execute an assistance agreement with the state of Connecticut for state financial assistance if such an agreement is offered, to execute any amendments, decisions, and revisions thereto, and to act as the authorized representative of the town of Allentown. I just need a motion to approve.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the steep resolution. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, abstained, it's approved. So we're moving on to tax refunds. We got some tax refunds as requested by the tax collector. I have $214.58 for A Car Leasing Ltd. $7.11 to Allen and Reno Lisi. $75.40 for Brandon and Jacqueline Marion. $82.33 Timothy Fisher. And $446.31 to Vault Trust.
Make a motion to approve the tax refunds as recommended by tax collector.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, abstained, the refunds are approved. All right, moving on, snowplow bids. We received 2. Allied snow plowing and removal and AMC. Note that on AM sealers, they put, as long as diesel fuel is less than $5.50 a gallon, the price stays. If it goes up, then there will be an increase.
What is diesel currently at? I don't use diesel. Any idea?
I
Anyone?
think it's like $6. Oh, is it higher already? I think my dad said he went to get diesel in Rhode Island. It was over $6 a gallon.
It's probably.
I don't know.
Heating oil's $5.40 at this point, so diesel's usually above that.
It might be over $5.50 already.
Yeah. So
If
Then
anyone
the
wants to
bid
run out and see
advantage-
what the sign says on Sundays.
Yes.
Don't run. too
no,
fast.
I'm not running. I'm walking in a slow, steady.
Go out the front door.
Yep.
That's
That's how I sprained my ankle running out the door. But yeah, it might be over 550 already.
Isn't there a tax rebate, not rebate, but a tax, whatever, for gas and diesel? 25 cents, they suspended that until November, the state tax portion. So after November, I know the
After election day.
regular gas will go back up 25 cents. I don't know if that includes diesel.
Diesel is already above 550. It is currently 579. So
So we'll have to ask them what that. Yeah.
I'm gonna guess that they're probably going to wind up matching Allied at 350 per 1,000 feet. Although the icing is almost. It's almost 3 times.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah.
Yes, we get an updated bid before we make a decision.
Yes, good idea.
Can
Okay,
you get an update? Like,
well,
this is clarification, I guess.
yeah, we can ask for clarification,
Yeah.
because they did. That's what's weird about if it goes higher than 550, like I don't, never really see that in a bid. Usually they account for that in the bid.
Yeah,
So,
Maybe because we requested a 2-year contract and the volatility of gas.
I could do it too. For the second year. But we can do that, we can check and say, but that's kind of not fair because now they know what the other person did.
Right.
So that's where it's, we don't really want to ask them, because they could stay at 349.
Well, just don't, no, you don't tell them what the other person did.
Well, they know it's public,
Let them check.
they probably have.
Did you post it?
I'm not sure if I did or not. I don't think I did, but I don't know, I could have.
Well, we'll call them right now and ask them. Put them on the spot,
I was there.
shall we?
We can try if it's late, I think, I don't know if they'll answer.
No, Turn time. Get it done.
No, I like that. 383
This was the guy that's been doing it for the
6477.
past 5 years.
AM sealers.
Yeah.
That's the first time. Yeah.
McKibben?
Yeah.
Hello,
Hi, is this Andrew McKibben?
this is,
Andrew, hi, it's Jim Tevin. I am the, one of the selectmen here in Voluntown. We're just going over your bid for snow plowing.
yep, yep,
And we'd seen that you'd had a caveat in there that if the price of diesel went up over 550
yeah,
gallons, it's gonna change, and obviously it has. So,
yeah, it went over the weekend. Put it in that whole-
well, it's gonna go up again after the governing gets done with you, so.
Yeah,
So what are you thinking the price is gonna then be? You had it listed as being 300.
I just had it as a surcharge, whatever I end up spending over 550, that I would submit it at the end of the season.
Oh, I see. So in other words, if you bought, let's say, 100 gallons of diesel over the course of the season, you paid an extra 50 cents a gallon of diesel, we would just reimburse you the amount for the diesel over that.
Yes,
Okay, all right, fair enough. Well,
Yeah.
we have the information we need then. I'm sorry to have interrupted your dinner.
no, not at all.
Thanks very much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Right,
You
yes, sir.
too.
Bye. Who's that asshole?
I can't
On YouTube.
And that's why people watch.
Exactly. This is government cutting through red tape. Good job, Jim.
Getting stuff done.
Yep.
So, what do you think?
I think he's actually the cheaper bid then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too.
I agree. We want to select it. AM sealers, Andrew McKibben.
Yes, and on your letter, make sure that he has his vouchers for the fuel.
Make a motion to accept AM sealers.
Second.
Okay, so the motion's been made and seconded to accept the bid from AM Sealers with a request that he saves his receipts. So when we figure out the over the 550 per eye. Okay, all in favor?
Well, discussion first. So when he comes in with his receipts, if he's filling up a 50-gallon fuel tank,
A report.
yeah, I mean,
So it would more or less be, I mean,
We can figure out
Based
per
on-
mile.
Yeah, based
So
on,
if he plows,
he's
over the
only
season.
doing Denison Hill.
it's only 1,000 feet of road.
So it's not gonna be a full tank that he's getting out of us for doing 1,000.
right, it's, I don't know how many, truck 12 miles a gallon, maybe it's 36 miles round trip plus I can 3 gallons of diesel. I don't want to find every time they go to plow, he's, oh yeah, they fill the truck up again, another 50 gallons.
We probably just want proof of like,
Mileage report.
but yeah, we would probably want proof of how much it was at that time. So we would need something that showed like what the price of the gas was with what I was thinking.
We've dealt with this guy before.
Yeah.
He's fair.
Yes.
All right, well, if he's not fair, then it'll be the last contract. He does a good job.
So I was where we were at.
I do.
Okay, and I, so any opposed?
No.
Hearing none, we voted to go with AM Sealers for the Denison Hill Road plowing. Okay, and now we're on to executive session. So I just need a motion to go into executive session
So moved.
for the discussion of employee contracts and benefit reviews.
Second.
And we want to add Julie Zelinski and Pam Thoreau.
Second, adding Julie and Pam.
A second, so.
Well, you do this, I'll go grab Pam.
And he seconded, all right, so all in
Well,
favor?
wait.
Aye.
We're gonna do one at a time.
We're doing it one at a time? Okay.
I thought you.
No, I was going to grab Pam.
Oh, no, I thought you had to grab the ladies with the men's room or something. I'm like, where'd you going?
Okay.
I gotta go check gas prices and just make sure it hasn't gone down.
Not going down.